Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Color 90 period. Okay, Trina shirt, y'all remember this from Cabo? Go back to that vlog, watch it, turn up, boom. Y'all, story time. First of all, I'll crack myself up because I be so this was supposed to be a mukbang. I was hungry. I got to talking and trying to eat. I'm hungry. I'm on my lunch break and I'm hungry. So I'm about to eat this and then we're just about to do a story time because the story is very interesting, very detailed, and just a lot. So let's get into it right now. Okay, so I was like, I need to put this video out because it is August 2nd. And this happened July 4th. But y'all, it's been so much going on to where it's just like, okay, now I can process. It's processed. It's happened. It's healing time. So let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to do it too fresh because just like, that was a lot for me to process. Okay, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Y'all saw the title. Y'all saw the pictures. Y'all know what's coming. My boyfriend blew his finger off. Literally. Middle finger gone. Pointer finger nub. This is what it is. This is what it is, y'all. Like, I'm on my phone, so I'm just trying to make sure. I think because it's in the window, I don't want to get too bright. So let me see. Let me bring it back. I wonder if I should bring y'all down here. I don't know. We'll see how it does. So yes, basically July 4th. And I'm gonna have some footage because y'all, actually I was vlogging that day. And it was just kind of like a weekend type thing, and I was actually ending it on the 4th after the fireworks and all that stuff. That was gonna be like my grand finale, and boom, wrap it up, done. So I was actually vlogging that day. During the day, I chilled because honestly, we had, which I vlogged. I'm just not even gonna post into that, but I am gonna post the footage before when we were like on our way to the event. So we had went to me and Joe's family had went to this day party the day before, Saturday, and we were going over their cousin's house, and that we were supposed to really be celebrating the 4th on the 3rd. So I was gonna go to the day party and then boom, go there. That'd be our 4th of July, and that probably would have been done. I probably wouldn't, because the 4th of July, y'all, is not one of my favorite holidays, like at all. And I'm starting to really notice it. And honestly, my boyfriend, the things that he gets and buys, I just be like, it's just too much, you know what I'm saying? But this is one of his clearly favorite holidays. So I'm like, but I would have been done if we would have went. So we went to, on the 3rd, we went to, oh, it's hot, my cousin or his cousins after the day party, but it was not, it was over. By the time we got there, it was over. I thought the day party was going to be like 4 or 5. We get there about 5, 6. And then it's over like 9. You know what I'm saying? I thought we had time, but we didn't. When we got there, it was like 11:30 and it was over. So I was just like, dang, that was not really a 4th. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't a 4th. Like, you don't like the 4th, but we need to at least see some type of fireworks. So the next day, I'm chilling at home all day, did a little cleaning up, sleeping in, chilling so hard. And then I honestly didn't think that I was going over their cousin's house. But towards the middle of the day, I'm just like, I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me get up. So I end up, and I was like, I didn't really get to close out the vlog. So I'm gonna blame this on y'all, and I'm just playing. So I'm like, let me put on some clothes and we can go. Like, Mason still wants to do fireworks. Joe's talking about going. Okay, it's a vibe. Let's go. So this is on our way to the cousin's house. Hey guys, so I just did an outro on my phone. I don't know what it looked, on my camera, and it said something about memory something. So I'm about to do this outro on here. I just don't look as cute, you know what I'm saying, on that camera. Just be so clear. This is giving a little blur. But yes, y'all, we are wrapping this weekend up. Happy 4th of July, even though y'all gonna be seeing this after the 4th. But I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July, and I hope you enjoyed this video, because my people was like, nah, you just need to put out every day. You ain't gotta do stuff. Even though this weekend I still did things, but I'm about to just start putting out more and more content, y'all, just of me being authentic, and that's just that. So if you like what you see, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to The Color 90, period. Okay, because we got some YouTubers. They said they be watching my YouTube, period.
Look at that, there they go down there. How you gonna get these people? They don't even work. Y'all work this fine work. Y'all work.
Okay, so y'all saw it. I was ready. I was vlogging. We was turned up, y'all. We were turned up. Quita was dancing. We was on our little hot girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a whole vibe. One thing that was like a little throwing me off, and it's just, you never know when you invite people tell people tell people. It was so many people there, and it was so much fun. It was a vibe, but I honestly wish it wasn't the 4th. If it wasn't the 4th, it would have been so cool, because we ain't got to think about no firecrackers. We don't got to think about the little poppers, the little sprinklers, kids. I'm like, I'm ready to go. So honestly, it was so much fun. The host was just amazing. Like, it was, I mean, they had a bar, but the bar was like for the kids. The kids had like virgin daiquiris. The adults had theirs. They had a pool in the back. They had the trampoline. They had, I mean, it was so much going on. Music, you know, it was just a whole vibe. But the fireworks was throwing me off. It was just like so many people and so many kids. It was really the kids. I keep saying people. It was really just the kids, just kind of like free for all. And I'm just like, oh, this is too much, you know. Not knowing that my boyfriend was thinking the same thing. Usually we kind of connect. It was so many people, so we don't just stand by each other. We be mingling, you know. Usually we'll have that little, you ready? All right, let's go, you know, or we about to leave in 5 minutes type stuff. But we didn't do that, and we were both, nails broke, sorry, these are press-ons, but yeah, I broke my nail. We didn't do that, and I'm just like, dang it. Okay, so basically my boyfriend, he has these fireworks that just, they're silly. They're extremely loud, and it's just one nice little bam boom, you know. And he likes to kind of like do it when like people are not noticing it, so like everybody gets scared. I don't get it, but I don't know, I guess some people just enjoy, like, oh, you know, like, y'all didn't know that was coming. No, you won. Okay. Anyway, one of them bad babies malfunctioned, literally. Y'all, take this and share it with your people or whatever. Like, from here on out, baby, take me downtown, take me to one of them parks where you sit down, bring your lawn chairs, because that's how my daddy used to do. Like, it's like when you get older, you realize like what you did when you were younger. We didn't even know about going to family houses and having barbecues and doing fireworks on our own. I feel like I only started doing that with Joe. Like, our family never was the firework people. Like, literally, we just never, the 4th, it was not something we gathered. We just did not. My dad used to have a shop. It was near downtown. And we used to have a van, one of them big vans. And we used to sit on top of that van, look at them fireworks, get back in that van, and go home. That was it. That was our fort for a long time. Okay? That's what I'm back on. I'm done. I'm done with these loud people going. I'm cool. I am cool. No, don't invite me. I'm good. So, okay, this is where the story comes in. I'm just going to do play for play, okay? So, I remember me and Jazz next to each other. We were next to each other. We were talking to some of their other family members, but I just remember Jazz being there. So, next thing you know, we're standing there. To the right of me, we hear this big
loud.
Almost like I saw a light. Like it was like the light and the boom was like together at the same time. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So Joe's kind of turned his back towards me. So I'm not seeing none of this. I'm just like, oh no, rewind. We hear the boom, blow. Next thing you know, this little girl, she's probably like maybe 2 at the oldest, a young 2, kind of like slide near us. And so we like, oh my gosh, like what is, so Jazz picks up the baby, the 2-year-old, we are all kids babies. Jazz picks up the 2-year-old and there's like blood splattered on her. So we like, oh my gosh, like, and nobody's like screaming, Joe's not like, I haven't really looked over to the right yet. So we're just like, whose baby is this? Like, oh my gosh. So next thing you know, Jazz hands the baby. We kind of both look over at the same time. We see Joe. He like, I think my boss. Let me see. Oh no. We see Joe. Sorry, y'all, I'm on my break. We see Joe. He's kind of like in this daze. He's kind of like looking, kind of like what, is going on. So y'all, I get so irritated and I get so frustrated, and I keep saying this because I've repeated this story like plenty of times, and every time I say it I feel bad. Like this is the part where I feel bad about, because I went in. I'm like, it's always you, like, but then that's what I'm saying. But my anger was so strong, like I felt it. It was hard for me to bring that down, because if you're that mad and then you have to realize like, oh my God, look at you. So now I'm pissed because I'm looking at you and these fingers are just like dripping blood, just dripping, leaking. And then I'm this mad, so I'm still like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, come on. So we get to running. He probably shouldn't have been running. Probably could have went into shock. But you have to prepare through these things, because that's one thing that he probably shouldn't have been doing, is running. But we ran to the car. We in his car. Ran to the car. He like, my keys. So he like, taking my shirt off. So he's talking to Jazz. So Jazz took his shirt off. He wraps his hands in the shirt. Let's rewind. Okay, so when I look over, like I said, I saw fingers. I'm trying to get in the thing. I saw fingers, but I saw blood just dripping off of like his whole hand, just like, and he's kind of looking down like, oh dang, like he kind of came back after like probably the sound, the light, the flash, all of that. He kind of like came back and was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? So that's when we get to running. Okay, we ran. He like, take off my shirt. So he takes off his shirt, goes through, wraps his hands up or whatever. And now I'm trying to find the keys. I done like slam my phone down. Like I am just so worried, angry, like all of this. And then when they saw us running, my son starts running. We like, come on. Or I don't even know if we said come on. I don't know. He saw us running, so he's running towards us. He's running with us. So he's with us. It was just like, okay. So finally I find the keys. He gets in the front seat. Jazz, opens the door for him. Mason's in the car. So I'm like, okay, let's go. So boom. We were not far at all from the hospital though. We weren't far from the hospital. But y'all, on the way to the hospital, he just starts sweating like bullets, like sweating. So he like, ooh, you know, rocking back and forth. So then he ends up putting his feet on the dash. So both of his feet up there, you know, he's holding his stomach like this. I see his legs, like the legs have like bullet drips, like, you know how you like sweating bullets, like just sweating bullets all over. So he like, I'm thirsty. I need something to drink. I need some water. So we didn't have no water. Luckily, well, they say don't drink, but I don't know if that can cause shock or what's going on with that. But I know they say like before your surgery, you're not supposed to drink, you know. But he was just so thirsty. So I'm like, we can't. So I'm like speeding, y'all. I'm speeding, but I'm like, dang, I got my son in the back. We got to be careful. We don't want to get in an accident while this is happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. Some of the lights though, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, he like, run it. I'm like looking. So I'm running them. I'm stopping at some. I'm like going. So we get to the hospital probably less than 5 minutes. It probably was 5 minutes at the most. We was not far from the hospital though. Luckily, praise God, thank you Lord. So pull up, boom, emergency. I whip that thing, boom, stop right in front of the emergency door. Get out. Mason, I'll be back. Open his door. Come on. So I'm running in. I'm trying to go in before he's in. Like, hey, my boyfriend just had a firework incident. His fingers, I'm not sure if they're there. I'm not sure if they're gone. I'm not sure. I'm like, I don't know. So they're like, okay, what's his name? What's his date of birth? So he finally comes in. I get his wallet, get the ID, and they take him right back. And the waiting room was not full at all. But, you know, there was people there. But I'm just so thankful that, you know how you go places or you just think like they're going to have you just sitting there like in the hands is just bleeding. And I'm like, we ain't got time for none of that. I don't want to have to get ignorant. I don't want to have to do none of that. Like, please just get him in the back. Didn't have to do that. Didn't have to go there. They took him straight to the back. So I'm like, okay, let me go get my son. Let me go park. So I get back in the car and just look at my son. Just like this. I'm like this. So he just sitting there. Not a tear. Not scared looking. He's just sitting there, and I'm just like, wow, like my son's gonna need counseling, like seriously, because even though mentally he didn't see his fingers when they were, you know, he saw him in the blood, like in the hands, but he didn't get to see the, you know, bloody, which I'm so thankful there, because there was kids out there, some people did, you know, but he definitely knew his mom's was just, let's get it, let's go, in a state. The daddy was in a state that can cause definitely a child to be in a state, which he probably was, but he handled himself so well. And we still talk about it, you know, he's doing a, you know, even afterwards, he just wanted, okay, because I'm gonna get into that. Okay, so go park. When I park, I see his mama and Cece and Jazz pulling up. So they like, where you at? I'm like, they in the back, you know, we can't get back there right now. They're gonna come and get us. So in the waiting room, we just all just repeat. And luckily Jace came, which is Jazz's son. So that kind of kept Mason a little bit more calm, but he still was like by me just processing, like he wasn't talking. He just was processing. I actually asked him, you know what? So we were talking about this stuff. We were talking, and then I kind of like went to him. And my mom is like the older mom. My mom is older. When he gets over there, they cook, they read books, they watch TV. It's super chill, but loves my mom dearly. But you know how it is when you are with your daddy people. It's like y'all outside, y'all riding bikes, y'all playing basketball, you with kids, you know. So of course he loves going over Lisa and them's house. So with Jace being there, I'm just like, he probably cool now. But I'm like, let me ask, because my mom didn't live far from the hospital. So I'm like, you know, you okay? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you want to stay here or you want to go to Omi's? And he was like, Omi's. And I was like, okay. Which did I talk to my mom? Nope, I hadn't talked to my mom yet. So I'm like, all right, y'all, I'm about to take him to my mom real quick. So we on the way to my mom. Is literally my mom lives probably like 10 minutes away from the hospital. So we talking. He was like, I just want to make sure my daddy okay. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you know, you'll know, but I don't know how long I'm about to be at the hospital, you know. So he like, I want to go back. This is when we about to pull up. to my mom's. He was like, I don't want to stay. I want to go back. I just want to see my daddy. So I'm like, okay. So I still went in my mom's house because I had a little dress on. You know what I'm saying? I was cute. I had a little dress on. So I'm like, it's about to be cold in this hospital. So I'm like, let me go in here, get a sweater and stuff, and let them know. Because I had called her and told her what was going on, which we had talked right before we had went also. So she's like, oh my goodness, you know. So when I went in, I got the sweater. He used the bathroom. We talked to them a little bit or whatever. And then we headed back to the hospital. I went back in the hospital. By that time, Red Eye, which is his daddy, Lori, and KK was there, which is his sister. And we were all still just talking. And then the doctor came back and was like, you know, you could go see him. And I'm like, okay. So me and his mama went first, and his hand were all, you know, bandaged up, so you couldn't see nothing. Matter of fact, they was like this. No, the thumbs were bandaged. I forget how they were bandaged back there, but they were all bandaged up basically. So he really, you know, when I asked him, I'm like, so did you see, you know, your fingers? He was like, I kind of took a glimpse of it. He was like, but I was like, ugh. So he just turned and let them. But, you know, he said the nurses was like, can we take a picture of this? Can we, you know, they probably use them for their studies. They probably need that for like firework danger pictures, you know. So he was like, go ahead, you know. So everybody's basically making a guess, you know, even when we out there, even the doctors, they like, I think it's just maybe 2 or 3 fingers gone. And, you know, maybe it's just one finger throughout the whole process. I'm just like, oh my goodness. I'm like, Lord, yeah, I just kept asking God, like, please let him be okay. And then my second prayer was just let it not be as bad as I think. Like, literally, that's what I was thinking. Like, Lord, just please let it not be as bad as I think. Like, I know it's going to be something. But please don't let it be as bad as I think. And God came through, you know, he did. It wasn't as bad as I thought, which I'll get to that. Okay, so after we let everybody, you know, we came back, everybody went back or whatever. And then it was time for him to switch rooms. Once it was time for him to switch rooms, everybody left, I stayed or whatever. And it was definitely not comfortable. It was not comfortable at all. By that time, I called my job like, I won't be in tomorrow. We had a firework incident, you know, or whatever. But we were in a one room for probably at least 2-3 hours. I was like in and out going to sleep, but not really, because I just had to like lay on the bed, on the corner of the bed. They had like one of the little beds. So then the doctor came and basically put us in a room, like a room. So that was cool. And then the next day, when did he have surgery? Did he have surgery the next day? Yeah, he had surgery the next day. Okay, so he had surgery on Tuesday. They ended up taking him to surgery. At that point, y'all, surgery was so scary because we still didn't know the looks of him. Like, even when the nurses was coming that whole half a day, we still didn't know what his fingers actually looked like, you know. So it was just like the anticipation of just being like, okay, surgery's here, so this is like the final product of what we're about to get, you know. So finally, surgery, when I had actually left, changed my clothes, got something to eat, and when I came back, he still wasn't back from surgery. His mom had came while he was in surgery, and then by the time I got there, that's when she left. So when I got back, his cousin Nicole was there, and then his sisters came with Cece and KK. So we were all there. So we were talking probably, because me and Nicole was there for at least an hour or so, and then they came an hour later. So he got out of surgery. The surgery lasted, he went in surgery about 1 o'clock, and he got back from surgery about 5, a little after 5. So I'm like, take your time. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, few fingers, you think, oh, it's just a so whatever. No, take your time. I loved it. When he went in there, I'm like, cool, they taking their time. Take your time, you know. But when he came back, you know, he was up, and that's when we saw it. He was like, they took my middle finger. So they took his middle finger on his left hand and the pointer. So how they were saying it, I thought it was just gonna be like right under the nail, like the tip, to where you still, it's a majority of your finger, but it's about right here. He can, if you do this, he can bend it, which is so great. He just told me that like a couple days ago. But it's about like right there. So it's a nub on his right. So, you know, the whole time, you know, I'm going to talk a lot about more of now, like the processing of it. Joe is a prankster. I mean, y'all can see it in the picture. You know, he was in great spirit. He played, you know, but at the end of the day, this is very serious. You know, you your whole life had all 10 fingers and now you're missing one and you have a nub, you know. So knowing that it's so much to process, people have to be gentle, you know. Even when he plays, I don't want to be like, you know, Joe, stop playing, this is serious. Like, no, let you get into that emotion, let you play, let you have a good, you know, when you're quiet, when you're in your meditation mode, when you're just staring off in space, I know what you're thinking, like, dag, like, this is serious. And one thing that he's just happy about, like, I'm glad I didn't have somebody else light it. I'm glad it wasn't, you know, any kids get hurt, you know, things like that. Like, he's fully taking responsibility, which is just like, that is so great, you know. But it's also things to process, like, dang, you know, like, I don't have what I've always had my whole entire life. So that's definitely an adjustment, you know. But yeah, I'm just so happy that he's okay. But it was like waking up the next day, it's just like, this is a movie, this is not real, you know. And the nurses are like, oh, this is the 5th. This is the 5th of July. Like, y'all be excited about the 4th of July. Like, this is the 5th. This is our 5th. This happens so much, you know. So just for just the future of any 4th, like, we don't know. These are mini explosives. These are bombs, period. Like, I don't care if it's a sparkler, that, you know, this is something that has flame to it. We have to be careful and just really, if you do it, just take the time to properly do things right. Make sure you have the right square footage. Make sure that, you know, you're watching your own kids, that it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so many different things that could have happened and could have been prevented if we just took the time just to, you know, be smart about the situation. But yeah, y'all, like, me personally, people are like, how are you doing? How are you doing? And I'm like, honestly, I'm good. I am good. I did have an experience where I didn't know I was that exhausted. And we have to listen to our bodies, because I didn't know mentally I was that exhausted. Because now I have to think of the things that I already was thinking of before this happened. Oh, I need to clean my house. My car needs to be detailed. I got to do this YouTube. Like, I have a Dallas vlog that took me forever definitely to do because of the situation. Like, I already had things that I had to do before, plus work and take care of my body and do blah, 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 us women stuff. But now this is a whole nother ball game, you know. But at the end of the day, when people ask me, like, how are you doing? Like, how are you taking this? Are you okay? And honestly, the whole time I'm just like, I'm just so thankful that it wasn't, you know, you ain't got no hands, you out here with 2 wrists, or, you know, it didn't get to your face where your face got disfigured, or, you know, you didn't become blind and now you can't see from the flash or the, you know, chemical from the lighter. And that you're alive. Like, I'm just thankful. Needless to say, like, I'm so thankful that nothing else happened that could have been 10 times worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have got bad. And that's what the doctor even said, like, oh, you're lucky. You know, you're lucky. So I'm so thankful. And me and Joe, we've been through a lot throughout our years, you know, and it's came with, you know, people not being faithful and all of that. And that hurt right there hurts more than this. Like, that stuff had me in tears, crying at work, just can't eat, stomach upset, you know, like that hurt, that heart hurt, that trust hurt, that hit different. That right there is what's gonna take me out. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about like the comparison, like, I'm good, you know, I'm grateful, I'm good. So I'm doing okay. Joe is doing so much better. Like I said, it's August 2nd today. I'll probably try my best to post this in the next like 2 or 3 days. But yeah, Joe is good. Mason's good. We still have our conversations. You know, he's still processing. I be having to tell him, like, you know, this is an adjustment for me. So even like, you know, I need this, I need that, like, hold on, little fella, like, you know, you gotta ask me. Just because you think I'm supposed to be here, I don't have to be here. So you need to ask me, can you please? I still need to hear that please, because I'm here regardless. But at the same time, I still need that respect and, you know, caregiver. I'm a caregiver at this point, you know, right now. So, but I know he just has his days still. Like I said, they're healing so much better. Which I'm gonna try to do a little slow clip of them, if he'll let me, of like the actual fingers and how they're healing. Maybe that can be at the end. If not, you know, bear with them. But yeah, so the 4th of July, y'all, was the 4th of July firework experience. I will never forget. I will never forget. And please, please be careful with those things, y'all, because you just never know when they explode, when they'll malfunction. Like, you just never know. So I hope you like this video. We have more. That was just like a story time. Was this my first time doing a story time? This is my first story time, period. How'd I do? Let me know. Did I keep y'all interested? Did y'all feel like y'all was there? You know what I'm saying? I like to watch. I don't really watch story times though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not a story time watcher, but I hear people say like, oh, I love story times, or I love get ready with me. I love daily routines, like certain stuff I wanna start sharing. But that was a story. That was a story. Whew, that was a story. But yes, if you guys like this video, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I'm almost to 200 subscribers. 200. I think I'm gonna do like a giveaway. I need the people that are watching, y'all, make sure y'all are engaging. Let me know who you are. Let me know you are watching. Comment, tell me my flaws, tell me what you want to see. I am here for y'all. I'm here for y'all. And when I get to 200 subscribers, I do want to do a giveaway. So share these with your friends, all that, tag people, whatever you need to do. And when I get to 200, I'm doing a giveaway. So stay tuned. All right, y'all. Bye. Okay, so about to show the end result. They are doing a lot better with the healing. So it actually was the middle finger of his left hand. Have some few little scrapes and scraps, whatever it's called. And then his other hand is his right hand, and it's the pointer finger, and then his thumb is still kind of healing. But we are just so thankful that this is all that happened, because it could have been so much worse. Aren't you happy? A little bit? Thumbs up? Yeah.